Were you aware that the Roman Empire, spanning a mind-boggling 1.7 million square miles, 4.4 million square kilometers, reigned as the largest empire in the ancient world, making it a truly colossal superpower of its time? Ancient Rome was one of the most powerful and influential empires in world history. It rose from a small city-state in central Italy to control much of the known world, stretching from the Atlantic Ocean to the Euphrates River. At its height, the Roman Empire was home to over 100 million people and was the center of trade and culture in the ancient world. In its nascent phase, Rome was but a modest city-state situated on the Tiber River during the 8th century BC on the Italian peninsula. At that time, it counted only a few thousand inhabitants within its boundaries. However, Rome's strategic location along the Tiber River allowed it to develop as a trading hub and agricultural center, ultimately contributing to its future rise. Over the course of ensuing centuries, Rome embarked on an unrelenting campaign of territorial expansion, displaying astonishing efficiency in subduing neighboring cities and states. By the 3rd century BC, the Roman Republic had transformed into a formidable power. In 264 BC, the First Punic War ignited, and over the course of 23 years, it resulted in Rome's annexation of Sicily, marking the beginning of its overseas dominion. The Punic Wars against Carthage stand as some of the most consequential conflicts in antiquity. The most renowned of these wars, the Second Punic War, was initiated by the legendary Carthaginian general Hannibal in 218 BC, who famously led his army on a daring and grueling march across the Alps to confront Rome. This campaign resulted in epic battles such as the Battle of Cannae in 216 BC, where over 50,000 Roman soldiers perished, highlighting the ferocity and scale of these confrontations. Rome's eventual victory in 201 BC not only allowed it to exercise control over the Mediterranean Sea, but also granted access to the vast wealth of the conquered territories. The astonishing ascent of Julius Caesar from relative obscurity to becoming the dictator of Rome is a narrative steeped in political maneuvering and military prowess. It was in 49 BC that Caesar crossed the Rubicon River, an event that signified an open act of rebellion against the Senate. This marked the beginning of a civil war, which culminated in Caesar's victory at the Battle of Pharsalus in 48 BC. Julius Caesar's life reached its climax with his assassination on the infamous Ides of March in 44 BC. The conspirators, numbering over 60, were led by prominent figures such as Brutus and Cassius, who were driven by fears of Caesar's autocratic ambitions. However, the 1st century BC bore witness to a tumultuous period of civil strife. The rise of Julius Caesar in 49 BC heralded an era of transformative leadership, albeit tragically truncated by his assassination in 44 BC. His successor, Augustus, succeeded in consolidating power and formally establishing the Roman Empire in 27 BC. Augustus, initially known as Octavian, served as Caesar's adopted son and heir. His pivotal role in the establishment and transformation of the Roman Empire is undeniable. Augustus' reign ushered in the Pax Romana, a period characterized by relative peace and stability that endured for over 2 centuries, from 27 BC to 180 AD. During the Pax Romana, the Roman Empire underwent an unprecedented surge in territorial expansion. By the time of Emperor Trajan in the 2nd century AD, the empire extended over 2.2 million square miles, becoming the most extensive empire the world had seen up to that point. This period also saw the establishment of a monumental network of over 53,000 miles of roads, boasting more than 1,000 bridges and innumerable aqueducts. These feats of engineering allowed for efficient trade, communication, and governance within the vast Roman territories. The decline of the Roman Empire, commencing in the 3rd century AD, was characterized by an amalgamation of disconcerting elements. Economic vicissitudes, political instability, and unrelenting threats posed by barbarian tribes coalesced to undermine the empire's foundations. By 395 AD, the Roman Empire had reached a precipice, leading to its division into the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. The Western Roman Empire's ultimate descent into oblivion transpired in 476 AD, as the last Roman emperor was deposed by the Germanic leader Augustus. Its once great counterpart, the Eastern Roman Empire, enduring as the Byzantine Empire, gallantly withstood the sands of time for another millennium before succumbing to the Ottoman Turks in 1453 AD, marking the closure of an epic chapter in history. The Roman Empire reached its greatest territorial extent under Emperor Trajan in the 2nd century AD, covering approximately 1.7 million square miles, 4.4 million square kilometers. This made it the largest empire in the ancient world. The Roman army was renowned for its discipline and organization. It consisted of several legions, each comprising around 5,000 to 6,000 soldiers. At its zenith, the Roman army fielded over 30 legions, making it a formidable military force. This means that the Roman army had well over 300,000 soldiers during its peak. The construction of the Colosseum, officially known as the Flavian Amphitheater, began in AD 70 to 72 under the rule of Emperor Vespasian and was completed in AD 80 by his son Titus. This grand amphitheater could indeed accommodate over 50,000 spectators and was a symbol of Roman engineering and entertainment prowess. The Roman Empire was a melting pot of various cultures and ethnicities, as it encompassed regions from modern-day Spain to Egypt and from Britain to the Middle East. In the city of Rome itself, which served as the capital of the empire, the population was incredibly diverse. At its peak, around the 2nd century AD, the estimated population of the city of Rome was over 1 million, while the entire Roman Empire likely had a population of over 60 million people, with over 25 million living in the city of Rome. Road network. The Romans were known for their impressive road construction. The Roman road network spanned over 53,000 miles, 85,000 kilometers, and played a crucial role in the empire's communication and transportation system. Aqueducts. The Romans were masters of aqueduct engineering. They built approximately 11 aqueducts in the city of Rome alone, delivering a total of about 1 billion gallons, 4 million cubic meters, of water per day to the city's residents. Architectural marvels. In addition to the Colosseum, the Romans built other architectural marvels, such as the Pantheon in Rome, with its famous domed roof, which had a diameter of about 142 feet, 43 meters. Legal system. The Roman legal system heavily influenced modern legal systems. The Corpus Juris Civilis, or Justinian's Code, compiled in the 6th century AD, had a lasting impact on European law and legal traditions. Inventions. Romans made various contributions to technology, including the development of concrete, which enabled them to build durable structures like the aqueducts and the Pantheon. Their advanced engineering also led to inventions like the water wheel, used in mills and for mining. Census. The Romans conducted regular censuses of their citizens. In the year 73 AD, the Roman census recorded a population of about 4.9 million free citizens, which gives us insight into the demographic size of the empire. Military equipment. The Roman military was equipped with advanced weaponry, including the famous gladius sword, which was short and effective in close combat. The Romans also used ballista, which were large crossbow-like artillery machines, in their military campaigns. Nero's Great Fire. Nero, often depicted as a megalomaniac, is purported to have played his lyre while Rome burned, an image that continues to captivate the imagination. His opulent Domus Aurea, also known as the Golden House, covered an astonishing 300 acres, 120 hectares, and featured a revolving dining room. It is said to have cost a staggering 100 million sesterces, an astronomical sum that could have fed the entire city for a year. Nero's supposed role in the Great Fire of Rome remains one of history's most scandalous mysteries. The fire raged for 6 days, consuming 70% of the city, and Nero was accused of fiddling on his lyre while Rome was engulfed in flames. The construction of his extravagant Domus Aurea involved lush gardens, a colossal 30-meter-tall statue of himself, and a massive artificial lake. Caligula's horse as consul, Caligula, who ruled as emperor from AD 37 to 41, is infamous for his eccentric and tyrannical behavior. He indeed appointed his favorite horse, Incitatus, as a consul in a gesture of mockery toward the Senate, showcasing his complete disregard for their authority. Incitatus lived in a marble stable and was even fed a diet of oats mixed with gold flakes. Furthermore, he insisted on the construction of a bridge connecting Rome to the Temple of Jupiter on Capitoline Hill, a distance of approximately 3 miles, solely to assert his divine status. He believed himself to be a living deity and demanded divine worship from his subjects. Commodus gladiator matches. Commodus, emperor from AD 180 to 192, is notorious for his extreme obsession with gladiatorial contests. He actively participated in these events, often pitting himself against weak or disabled opponents, and is believed to have orchestrated the execution of a significant number of animals and humans in these brutal displays, with a death toll surpassing 1,000 gladiators. His love for the games was so intense that he mandated all gladiators be trained to fight like him. Remarkably, he once allegedly fought 100 lions in a single day, declared himself Hercules reborn, and exhibited sadistic tendencies leading to brutal executions. His megalomania extended to ordering the slaughter of 100 lions and ostriches in a single day, and hunting exotic animals like giraffes and elephants in the Colosseum, demonstrating the scale of his extravagance and cruelty. Persecution of early Christians. The Roman Empire engaged in the persecution of early Christians, viewing them with suspicion due to their refusal to participate in the Roman polytheistic religious practices. The most infamous persecution was under Emperor Nero, who blamed Christians for the Great Fire of Rome and subjected them to cruel tortures and executions. Other emperors, like Diocletian, also carried out widespread persecutions. Human trafficking and slavery. Slavery formed a crucial part of the Roman economy, involving an estimated 30% of the population, potentially numbering in the tens of millions. The trade was immensely profitable, contributing significantly to an annual income of 900 million sesterces, with experts valuing slaves at about 10 billion sesterces. They were engaged in all aspects of life, from agriculture to entertainment, constructing monuments, and even serving as educators. This created shocking economic inequality, with some affluent Roman households owning hundreds of slaves. Gladiatorial contests. Gladiatorial contests were indeed brutal and violent spectacles in the Roman Empire. It is estimated that over the centuries, hundreds of thousands of gladiators fought in these arenas, and many met gruesome deaths. The Colosseum alone is believed to have witnessed the deaths of approximately 400,000 gladiators during its time. Executions. Executions were a form of public entertainment in ancient Rome. Various methods were used, including crucifixion, beheading, and in some cases, being thrown to wild animals. It's estimated that thousands of individuals, including criminals, political enemies, and Christians, were executed during the empire's history. Assassinations. The Roman Empire saw a significant number of emperors being assassinated. Some emperors were killed by political rivals, while others faced conspiracies within their own ranks. It's estimated that over a period of a few centuries, more than 30 Roman emperors were assassinated. Political corruption. Corruption was rampant in the Roman government. Bribes and kickbacks were common, and many officials used their positions for personal gain. The Roman historian Suetonius claimed that Emperor Tiberius accumulated a vast personal fortune through extortion and bribery. Praetorian Guard. The Praetorian Guard, responsible for guarding the emperor, often played a role in political intrigue. They were known for their loyalty to the highest bidder and were involved in numerous plots and assassinations. In AD 193, the Praetorian Guard auctioned off the imperial throne to the highest bidder after the assassination of Emperor Pertinax. Social inequality. The Roman Empire had significant social inequality. The wealthiest citizens, known as the patricians, held immense power and wealth, while the majority of the population, the plebeians, struggled with poverty and limited political influence. It's estimated that the top 1% of the Roman population controlled a substantial portion of the wealth. The Roman Empire was one of the most powerful and influential empires in world history. It made significant contributions to law, government, engineering, and architecture. However, the Roman Empire was also a very brutal and violent empire. It was ultimately brought down by a combination of economic problems, political instability, and military threats from barbarian tribes.